This is Stuart, and Stuart is now completely alone in no man's land. Previously, a wandering 5-pack of juggernauts ripped through my base and turned our entire community into hashtags. Now in her semi-injured state, she has an hour to take down as many black hearts as humanly possible, and for every black heart she takes down, she will be sent one Red Talon soldier or operator from the Red Talon overlords. Once we've picked out a suitable location to get to it, I slap on a medikit and use infection therapy to remove any semblance of infection. I use the tasting room to craft as many mollies as I can, and use the infirmary to craft myself a bulk of plague cure. And once we and our car are fully loaded with everything we could possibly need, we set off on what could very well be our final ever mission into no man's land. And we are fully stocked and loaded. We have mollies for the hordes, bullets for the freaks, cure for the inevitable infection, coffee for the inevitable fatigue. All we're missing is a partridge and a fucking pear tree. There can be no excuses. We have sacrificed our long-term security to ensure that we have every chance that this mission will be a success. And seeing as there are no hordes wandering through our battle zone, I start off in silence, sneaking through the medical center and eliminating any threats before we make a start. And just as I start off our assault, we have just under 58 minutes left. It takes 14 full power heavy swings to complete the first phase, and I get 7 in before the hordes can even get close to me. But here's the second caveat. I'm currently relying on snacks to refill my stamina, as I've only got 2 stimulants and 0 energy drinks. So I'm going to need to take down a heart and use its loot to keep my lungs going strong. Rather predictably, the hordes get too much, so I don't complete the first phase, and the molly I dropped barely touched the sides. So I attempt to lead the hordes far away from the medical center before charging back around the front. Stim 1 is active, ladies and gentlemen. Stim 1 is active. So I turn my attention to the heart next door, however the camera angle screws me. I can't see anything. Oh god. No, that's not good. That's not good. Thankfully, I can escape and drop a molly over my shoulder. But I'd say that's not a great start, as we're already a third of the way to infected, and I'm wasting time when my stimulant is active. Gratefully, I can charge back into the medical center and do some wild swinging that won't put my marriage at risk. And with the correct timing, I complete the first phase while also keeping the undead from munching on Stuart's ovaries. I can then hop through the window and drop a sick roly-poly on our first crackhead of the day. I obliterate him with my sidearm shotgun, then run into the supermarket to get a few more hits on that heart before dipping out and dropping a volley, which definitely didn't singe anybody's eyebrows. Then, completely ignoring the fact massive hordes are storming towards the medical center, I still charge in and attempt a few hits, which goes probably about as well as you'd expect. I'm sacrificing health here to try and clear all of the zombies, and surprisingly this actually gives me the room I needed to get another 7 heavy hits on the heart, although as always is the case, I get greedy. Shit. And in all the chaos, I've used up my second stimulant, so our stamina has completely collapsed. So I climb onto an abandoned car and come up with a new plan. Recover health. Find Feral. Murderize said Feral. There he is. I then charge back into the supermarket, but it doesn't take long until disaster strikes. Okay. Oh, shit in hell. Right, we got our first plague. So time for a sit rep. We have 52 minutes remaining. We've used all our stimulants. We have 4 cures left, and I've set myself on fire a record-breaking amount of times. Even for me. So I do another round of dodging and smacking before roly-polying out without even setting myself on fire. Finally, we're making progress. Although admittedly, that progress is slow, as without a reliable way to refill my stamina bar, I'm forced to retreat back to the car more times than I care to admit. With 51 minutes on the clock, I take the second phase of the supermarket heart. Then with 49 left, I move on to the still sleeping heart inside the ice cream shop. But before I get a chance to wake it, I first gotta deal with a crackhead. And now with the back door swung wide open and a bunch of strangers pile driving their way through, that reminds me, how is your mother doing, by the way? So I head next door and start assaulting that one instead, and we've got a horde at the front door being held off with glass, and hordes at the back being held off with a single door. And with that thought, I start to develop my strategy. But first, I think the madness is starting to get to me. Run, run, run as fast as you can't catch me, because I'm the ginger-bearded man. Ha 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 ha! Where are you, feral scum? That's not a feral. I just shot the wrong thing. I do apologise. And moving swiftly on before I compare myself to American law enforcement. I head back into the supermarket and get several hits in before the undead catch up to me. And seeing as I've used up all of my paracetamol, I've got to be extra careful about managing my health. And this is where my strategy takes even more evolution. There's nothing I can do about the amount of zombies. If I kill one more will spawn in its place. It's all about giving me as much time as possible to be alone with the plague hearts. One way I'm doing this is by taking the less direct route into buildings, so when the horde hordes follow me, they only have one entrance to attack from. My 5.7 female demographic will be able to relate. Lads, it's all about slowing the flow. Anyway, this heart completes its second phase thanks to residual molly damage with 47 minutes remaining. I don't really want to be killing that many zombies because I think by having this many zombies spawn, it should help prevent freaks from spawning. Maybe. We're going to find out one way or another. My next move is to head back to the row of shops, making sure to make my entrance through the back of the building so the undead are forced to come through a single entrance. Doing that means I'm able to almost complete the first phase by the time they burst through the back door. But I always like to make things harder than they need to be. Nope, you gotta close this door. You gotta close doors when you're on the other side of them. You should know this by now. With all the Zeds now filtering through Dewey's hardware, I loop around the back and complete its first phase. And as is the case, I get a bit too greedy and stay a smidge longer than I needed. Yep, not ideal, not ideal. You'd think I'd have learnt my lesson considering I'm all out of healables. Well, actually not quite. At this point, I'd completely forgotten I got a medikit in the back of the pickup. But anyway, once again, I get multiple heavy hits onto the heart, almost completing its first phase, proving once and for all the backdoor strat works. I climb onto a car out the front and blast my shotty to draw them all to this side, then rush back to the pickup to grab the medikit. Lovely stuff. But as I move back into the supermarket, Stuart starts to get sleepy. Well, there's no time for sleep, love. We've got 42 minutes to save the community, and so far we haven't taken down a single heart. Snort some espresso and get to bloody work. Again, this is strategic, right? I want to make as much noise as possible. Draw all the hordes from there over to here, and then I can run back and forth. And after that, I loop around the backside of the medical center, sporadically firing the shotgun to draw them away from the row of shops. And most importantly, after that big loop, all the Zeds are behind me. Except for this crackhead, of course. But fuck him, he's weak to buckshot. Fighting that feral admittedly put me off course a smidge, as I was aiming for the hardware store. But even so, things worked out pretty well as I complete the first phase of the Sud City Laundry. I'm then granted with 20 seconds of alone time with the play cart in the supermarket, before escaping and finishing off our first heart in the medical center. And it only took me the best part of 20 minutes. But my timer right now is not important. What matters is the end result. Abraham Lincoln once famously tweeted, "If you give me 3 hours to cut down that bastard tree, I'll spend the first hour and a half sharpening the axe I'll be twatting it with." And let me tell you right now, my axe is sharp enough to cut through the densest material known to man. The skull of an Andrew Tate stan. We have 37 minutes left. The sun has started to rise. After luring all the hordes away, it's time to collect my reward. Sadly though, for stamina items, I'm only rewarded with snacks, which is a bit like asking for a happy ending at a massage parlour and then putting on a Disney film. I then sneak back to Sud City Laundry and get a few more hits in before the hordes catch up to me. We got this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now for a bloody fact. The fatigue is starting to catch up to me, so I try taking a coffee from the pickup. Oh, you won't even take a coffee? You won't take an espresso? What's the bloody point of you, Stuart, love? Apparently, she's really concerned about her daily caffeine intake all of a sudden, even though previously she's been popping stimulants like the Skittles. I get a few hits in the ice cream shop before it's time to melt Ben and Jerry. But the problem I'm dealing with right now is the hordes aren't all grouped together, they're more in a follow the leader type pattern, and that's starting to make progress really difficult as they're always really close to any heart I'm targeting. I need a new plan. 33 minutes remaining. Well, I say a new plan, it's kinda like when Disney release a new movie. More of the same shite, just with a different label. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to get the results you need. For Disney, it's trying to gain an extra billion with second-rate shite. For me, it's herding massive hordes of the undead. We are not the same. Anyway, I get another 20 seconds along with a play cart, which doesn't quite phase it, but it's gotta be getting close. Although I'm more concerned with how fast my stamina is draining. I need to take down another heart and hopefully get some decent stamina items. So I turn my attention to the supermarket, but get drawn into a fight with a crackhead, so I don't get as much time as I'd like beating the meat. But at least those unsuppressed gunshots have maneuvered the hordes for me. I complete the next phase of the supermarket with 29 minutes left, then the Sun City Laundry less than a minute later. But fatigue is starting to become a really big issue. I'd really need this espresso to run out so I can take the next one. I can then get an unbelievable 30 seconds alone in the supermarket and complete a full 15 power swings, which should have been enough to finish it off, so somewhere along the lines my maths just hasn't worked out at all. I then deal with another feral before heading inside the medical centre and breaking open the food sack for some snacks. Certainly not the best thing, but when needs must, you wallow in shit. After a few more roly-polies, I take down a crackhead. There you go, good night. Sweet bloodfed hell. Then Stuart complains about the state of the infestation.
This many infestations puts us at serious risk.
Oh, love, you don't need to worry about infestations. Of all the things to worry about, I give a few more hits in Dewey's Hardware before moving into the ice cream shop where we complete the phase at the perfect time. Yes, yes, yes! That phase is gonna set them all on fire. This was a tactical masterstroke on my behalf. I then finally get enough time in the supermarket to kill the plague cart, and for all of my effort I'm granted with more piss and snacks. But hey, at least I got a medikit and shells for my shotgun. So time for another sit rep. We have 23 minutes remaining with 2 plague carts taken care of. We are shattered and almost completely infected. On paper it looks like we're in a really bad way, but we've been putting in the groundwork. We can take on the next 3 with ease, and instantaneously we are rewarded for our efforts with another phase in Dewey's Hardware. We got 2, which means the run will go on providing Stuart survives. He just needs to survive another 23 minutes. Hopefully take out, you know what, I have a thing. I think we might take out another 2, you know. And this is where my strategy takes another evolution. Something that would have made things so much easier like 35 minutes ago. Blasting the legs off the undead with my high-powered rifle. Oh man, I love high-powered weapons. This will mean most of the zombies will be slower and unable to open doors, while also not allowing any more to spawn if we've hit the max the game can. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about the freaks that spawn. Oh god, no! So we are infected for the second time on this mission, and to be honest, I'm just surprised it hasn't been more. Gratefully, I managed to avoid any more feral attacks and heal with a plague cure. This is why we brought multiple cures. I downed the crackhead, then take enough limbs to be qualified to work for the Saudi government. And to make things even more interesting, a Juggernaut has joined the party. Right, there's the Juggy boy. Do not touch my car, you fat bastard. I'm sorry if any fat bastards are offended. Other weight classes are available, but Juggernauts can't get inside buildings, so that's another heart ticked off our list. And we still have 19 minutes remaining. Unfortunately, I've used all but 1 bullet on the undead kneecaps, but it's alright, I brought some spares. Then it's back to removing legs like I designed roller coasters for Alton Towers. I almost finished the Sud City laundry before the undead burst in, just short of the final blow, and unfortunately my shaft has now turned yellow. And as previously discussed, nobody's shaft should be that shit. I then loot the heart in the hardware store, praying for some bloody stimulants, but no. All we get is more piss and snacks. But I'm sure I'll put those fuel bombs to good use. Like immediately next door in the ice cream shop. And while the flames do their thing, is back to Sud City Laundry. Hi mate, don't mind. I'm just gonna close this door. Nice one. And just one more swing claims that play card. And surely this time I'll get some stimulant and no, still bloody snacks. If only I was sponsored by Fridge Raiders, this would be an excellent segue. And with that, we've taken down 4 black play cards and only have 1 last phase on 1 more. And still we have 14 minutes remaining. But if you think that last phase is gonna be easy, think again. 3 more Juggernauts have joined the party, taking our big boy count up to 4. And it's gonna be a lot harder to move the hordes about when there's only 1 play card remaining. I'm not necessarily trying to kill them, by the way. I'm just trying to draw them far away from where I need them. And you know what will add an extra layer of difficulty? A triple pack of crackheads. All while having no stamina. The abundance of quavers I've collected from play cards gives me enough energy to at least escape for now. I might need to climb onto something here. Something that a Juggernaut can't reach, at least. You can tell things are starting to get desperate when I sound like I'm straining to push out a turd. Whoo! This is squeaky bum time. I desperately tried to lose them by double hopping over walls, and that gives me enough time to fire off 2 headshots. But that hasn't even taken down the armor, so I decide to climb up the nearest ladder for safety. But that might have been a terrible idea, as I'm now completely trapped up here. I've got no way of healing, and my fatigue is still rapidly declining. We have taken down 4 of the 5 hearts I had aimed for, so that's an extra 4 rare talons we can recruit to the community. But that means absolutely nothing if we can't escape this rooftop. 12 minutes remaining. Thankfully, I do still have plenty of ammo, so take the next few minutes slowly chipping away at the feral's head armor before slinging myself off the other side of the roof. And with boots well and truly firmly on the ground, I take care of what I hope to be the final crackhead. I've just come into the wrong building. It's a bad idea, that, to be honest, in all honesty, chat. Do not come into the wrong building. The better advice would be not to come into the wrong anything. But at least I managed to break open a fuel resack to get 2 mollies. Not that I've used up the last of my ignition sources, but you can never have too much, I guess. Speaking of fire, I dropped some more in the ice cream shop. And for once, I don't mean my lyrical abilities. Then it's back to trimming more toenails just a little bit too close, which goes well. Don't touch the car, don't touch the car. Shit, I've just drawn him right towards the car. Do not take it out on my car, you fat fucks. I then realised my espresso's been run out for about 5 minutes, so have a cup of coffee. I'm then completely left alone in the ice cream shop for another 30 seconds, but unfortunately don't quite get the win. But I know the bastard's gotta be getting close, so I decide to leg it, in the loosest possible sense of the word, back to the supermarket, where I hang out for 5 before heading back towards the heart, but the building is slightly over capacity, and that's a fire risk. A Juggernaut then chases me down as my stamina is empty and I'm inches away from blood plague. His feet echoing through my nightmares as he gets closer, and I can feel him breathing down my neck. Whoa, talk about being a speedy girl. See, chat, that's just who I am. I've just... Oh, for fuck's sake. That's fine. We got another three cures. Well, now it's technically 2. I then charge back into the ice cream shop with 6 minutes remaining. Juggernaut trying to glitch through the door, but even that won't stop me now. Yes! We've done it! That's 5 hearts, chat. That's 5 hearts. I just, like, you know what? I'll take 5. I will take 5. I just need to get out here now. Get out. I think if I get out here with my heart held high, I'll be alright. I even get plenty of time to loot the thing. And it's a good thing I got a toolkit out of it, as it looks like the Jugnauts have been playing with my pickup. And it doesn't look like they're done with the toy just yet. Nope, 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 no, 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 no. Ah! 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 6 minutes remaining. Ah, I just took down 5 hearts in 54 minutes, chat. I can't take on anymore, there's no point. And with Stuart's victory in the record books, there's only one thing remaining to do: cash in our rewards. First up, please welcome Jeffrey Dow to the organisation. He's a logistical lad, which is handy as we aren't exactly logical, which is proven right away when I try to reverse over a crackhead and he instantly one-shots my car. Don't worry, Jeffrey, everything's under control. Wait, what are you doing? Get back here. It seems Jeffrey isn't a team player. Well, it's a good thing I am. On second floor, that single blood fell has turned into 5. I instantly get dropped and lose large chunks of my health, as well as become a whisker away from blood plague. Alright, so it looks like it's every woman for themselves. I'll see you later, Jeffrey. I'm sure you'll be alright, but... Ah, for fuck's sake, not again. Get to the car, get to the car. Screw the other guy, screw the other guy. I climb onto my detonated car and jab myself with a cure, but unfortunately I wasn't the only one infected. I am very sorry, Mr. Dow. Is there any chance Red Talon have a money back guarantee if the person you just purchased doesn't make it back home? Unfortunately, I seem to have misplaced the receipt, so decide the best bet is to abandon him and head to the safety of my nearby outpost that still has landmines active. But I still tried to save him, even if that results in a feral hanging from my throat then exploding on top of me. Come on, Dow! Make it you, son! Make it you! Another crackhead can't decide between the two of us and results in him blowing up, which sets fire to Dow, which quickly spreads onto me. Back up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Aid! Blood plague! Victim! Give cure! Oh my... Genuinely, how did I... Well, talk about a warm welcome. It's fair to say I don't think we need to test Dow any further. He's definitely qualified to be a member of the team. Thankfully, Dow being logistics means he came prepared with 3 toolkits. Although it's night time by the time I do eventually get back to the car. We then make our way to collect our second new member of the team. Please welcome Abrams the Gut Packer. And thankfully we don't have any problems getting him home. In fact, we don't have any problems getting anyone else home. Shit, maybe Dow's just cursed. So please welcome our new recruits. Stuart has shifted allegiances from capitalist pig to law enforcement. Enforcement being the key word there. She's also done a bit of a rebrand. Introducing Rose. She's a hacking machine, Virgil Guard and Skip boot camp. Gotta love a bad girl. Then there's Abrams, a gut packing veteran who also enjoys cooking a Sunday roast. Then there's Rotsack, but don't worry, I've been reliably informed, it's not. He's big on infrastructure and also a diehard veteran. We've also got Farsight, a former leader who's big on fixing shit. And last but certainly not least is Dow, survivor of ferals and landmines. He's massively into running and has massive OCD. And here they are in all their glory. You're cleaning up the nation team, who will be sorting out no man's land. Next time we'll be fortifying our base as well as clearing the entire west side of the river. With 25 of the 72 hearts taken care of, that signifies the end of chapter 1 of No Man's Land. This series shall be taking a short break while I work on some exciting projects, but don't worry, it will be back with a vengeance as well as plenty more content in the meantime. Thank you so much for watching, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one where we'll be testing out the next State of Decay 2 update. Look out for that one at the end of the week.